Hello, very good evening to all of you. Today we are going to discuss the case of Mr. Nasser Ali, who has recently undergone undergone a coronary artery bypass graft following myocardial infarction. So this is his condition, and he is getting ready to discharge today. So this letter is written to a social worker, so it's not a person who is primarily dealing with the patient medical care. So we are going to write a letter to the social worker, and the name of the social worker is Miss Sarah McDonald at an early Community Center, 1122 Ipswich Road, Annerley, 4121, explaining the patient's situation and needs. So we are going to discuss two main things in this particular letter. The first one is the patient's situation. What type of situation is needed for a social worker? So that we have to select from the case note and we need to present it in order. And the social needs or financial needs, whatever it is. So the specific needs which the social worker can help. So that has to be outlined there. So let us go back to the question and see what is the condition of the patient. What's the picture of the patient here? It's today's date's 19 February 2012, and you are Lucy Nagatani, a registered nurse in the coronary care unit at a general hospital. Nasser Ali is a patient in your care. Now, so you got the background information here. Now we have the patient name, address, date of birth, date of admission, diagnosis, date of discharge, and the name of the surgery, CABG. So we have to select the relevant things here. We need the name, we need the date of birth. Sometimes we need the date of admission, the date of discharge, the diagnosis, and the name of the surgery. So we selected something, and now the reason for admission here. Now we have the chest pain. We just don't need to write how he was admitted, whether he came in ambulance or somewhere, and what were the presenting complaints, jaws left, pain in the jaws left. And no, we are not going to say something because we are writing to a social worker. We just need to say, so he was admitted on 9 February 2012 because of chest pain, and he was diagnosed with myocardial infarction. Therefore, he has been so he has undergone the procedure, that's CABG. So all these medicines here, seraptolunase, and all these things are Carvia, aspirin, all these things we don't have to write because we are writing to a social worker. Now we have something which is very important here is the social history, and we have the social history as a highlight here. The main thing that we have to write is the social history of the patient. Now we have to write that they are refugees from Afghanistan. So we are not going to write how they arrived in boat or ship or by plane. That's not relevant here. So when they arrived and from where they arrived and the marital status, no, we have to say there are 7 children. The age of the children is very important because his wife is the carer right now because Nasser Ali is in bed. He has some difficulty. He won't be able to care his children. His wife Fatima Ali is alone. From the social history, we can understand that she doesn't work. She is the carer of the children. And the youngest child is 6 years old. So that is another difficulty. And we have the oldest, 22 years old. So we have a lot of children in between. We have 7 children there, and now we have the employment status of Nasser, and he's a taxi driver. We have to say, because it's not a profession where you can earn a huge sum of money to take care of his wife and 7 children. Now living in a rental flat, so this is something, a financial difficulty here. No family doctor, that's something difficulty there. So these all are uh, social difficulties. um, right now, Mr. Ali is not well, and the family has severe problems in meeting their needs. So this has to be highlighted there. Now, another thing is that Nasser has basic English conversation ability only, and therefore he attends the TAFE classes. TAFE is a language support class in Australia, which helps the non-native English speakers to improve their proficiency in English. So that's what we need to understand. So we can write TAFE English classes. There is no problem if you don't know the full form of TAFE. There is no worries. You can just write TAFE. It's TAFE English classes. It has only this meaning. We don't have any other meaning, so don't worry. So if you don't know the full form, just write TAFE English classes. Now we have a lot of things in the discharge plan, and we have the follow-up appointment made by the cardiologist, Dr. R. Lang, Hospital Outpatient Department, 2 p.m. on 26 February. Now we have some other thing which we need to say to the social worker. That's the second thing, is about the quit smoking programs and encourage him to give up smoking. So what is the discharge plan which is pertaining to the social worker is to encourage patient to stop smoking and involve him in available quit smoking programs. Now we have to support the family to ensure a smooth transition back to normal life. And we can say that please remind Mr. Ali for a follow-up appointment with a cardiologist. So that's all we need from here. So let us go ahead and see here a model here, Sarah McDonald, so the social worker. I'm writing to request your support services for Mr. Nasser Ali and his family to help them overcome their existing issues and meet their specific needs. So what we have here is the request. The request to the social survey is a social worker is to request support services. Social worker has various support services for their clients. Now, so this is a request to the social worker to render support services for Mr. Nasrali and his family to help them overcome the existing issues. Now I can go ahead with a better word here, existing crisis. So we have crisis singular and crisis plural. So we have used the plural word crisis instead of crisis is a singular word. So existing crisis, because that's more appropriate word here, and meet their specific needs. So some of the specific needs we need to they need support. So social worker needs to see that he is being discharged today after the treatment of myocardial infarction. So that goes the end of the purpose. Now we have the next thing, next part. Mr. Ali and his wife Fatima are Afghan refugees who speak Dari, and they have been living in Australia since 2010. So we're very carefully, we have written the first particular sentence. Mr. Ali, Fatima, Dari. So the language is brought in the sentence. The nationality is brought in the sentence. Mr. Ali, the name of his wife is brought in the sentence. When they came to Australia is also brought in the sentence. So a lot of information is there in the first particular sentence. So please don't split up the sentence. Don't write information in fragments. So it won't fetch you marks. So you need to include relevant information in using the correct punctuations or using the correct connectives. So this will give you much more impression from the evaluator. So please don't write simple fragmented sentences. I can write Mr. Ali and his family are Afghan refugees. They came, they speak Dari. They came to Australia in a boat in 2010. So I have read many of the answers like that. So that doesn't give you an impression from the evaluator. So please make some sentences which have meanings and which have a good structure to use the punctuations, use the connectives more wisely, more appropriately. So this is what my advice is. So we continue. They have 7 children aged between 6 months and 22 years, and they are all live in a rented flat. So this is another sentence. So it's connected. Now, by profession, Ali is a taxi driver, but has only basic English proficiency. So we have the third particular sentence here. So all these sentences are well connected. Therefore, he's enrolled for TAFE classes. So we have all 4 sentences here on top of these. So all the 4 sentences, we are concluding that particular paragraph. On top of this, the family does not have access to a general practitioner. So the 5 sentences are well connected and the paragraph is closed there. Now we have the next particular part. It's about his condition, the present condition. Mr. Ali was admitted on 9th of this month following a chest pain. After the confirmation of his diagnosis, he has undergone a coronary artery bypass graft. So post-operatively, he was provided with specialist services of a dietitian and a physiotherapist, and he was advised to adhere to their instructions. Although his condition is stable now, he seems to be anxious. So what happened to him? 9th, he was admitted with chest pain, confirmation of diagnosis was made, and the surgery was done in the first sentence. The first 2 sentences deals with that. You can make it in 1 sentence if you want. So I don't want to make that sentence too complex, so just made that in 2 sentences. Post-operatively, he was provided with, so what services he was given, and he was advised to adhere to the instructions. So why we are writing this particular sentence is that we have done something, so social worker needs to know that. So these services were there. We placed the services to this Mr. Ali, and he was advised to do something, exercises, diet, because you know that he is overweight. We have specific dietary control because he has high blood pressure. He is prone to get the coronary artery disease again. So the dietary control measures are advised. Along with the physiotherapist may advise the deep breathing exercise and other types of exercises. So all these things we are not going to write in detail because we don't need to write in detail to a social worker. We just need to outline. So these things were done. Now, what is condition? So this is also something which the social worker needs to know. His condition is stable, but he is anxious. So what is relevant we have written there. We have a lot of things, we have a lot of explanations, but we don't need all these things because we are writing to a social worker. Now, upon discharge, kindly ensure Mr. Ali and his family a smooth transition back to their normal life. This is a primary task of the social worker. Please provide advice for Mr. Ali on available quit smoking programs and encourage him for smoking cessation. And one more thing we have here is that he also aware, okay, he also has his follow up. So this is missed out. Follow up at. So this is actually not included here. It was actually not included here, but we need to see this is a discharge plan. And this has to be there. So because the social work, we are giving the charge to social worker for we have specific needs. So the follow-up is also a need, even though it is a medical need. The social worker should have may have to prompt the patient or his family to ensure that he does go to the follow-up care. So this we need to add. This is the information we need to add here. If you have any further queries regarding Mr. Ali and his family, please do not hesitate to contact me. Sincerely, the nurse name, Lozi Nagatani, registered nurse, coronary care unit, General Hospital. So that is the end of this thing. So one thing what we have missed out is the follow-up. So that we need to add there. Thank you. And hope that we meet again with another letter soon. Till then, bye.